Hi, I'm Kelly. Welcome to my kitchen. Thank you for joining me today for Watch Me Wednesday. I'm going to show you today how to make a very simple potato salad. Super easy with a quick cooker or an Instapot. And so I want to talk a little bit about pressure cookers because the pressure cookers for today are not like the ones that your grandma used to have. They're not scary. In fact, if I had to say out of all of the tools in my kitchen, the one that revolutionized my ability to cook quickly and without too much thought for my family, it would definitely be the quick cooker, pressure cooker. I have been cooking with pressure cookers, electric pressure cookers, for about 6 years and hopped on the Instapot craze when it first came out. And I was very timid about cooking with it at first, but now it's become part of my routine and I can't imagine going back to the other way. In fact, I'm currently waiting on my Pampered Chef quick cooker to arrive. I'm so excited to have theirs, and I want to talk a little bit about the differences between the Instapot and the pressure cooker, and the quick cooker from Pampered Chef. So the insides are about the same. They do about the same function, but the Pampered Chef version has some changes on the outside, which in my opinion are improvements upon the Instapot. For example, on the Instapot, the lid has the handle, so if you have to carry it around, you support it under your hand and hold it with the lid. The quick cooker has grip handles on the side, so that when you go to pick it up, you pick it up and you're supported by the entire weight of whatever you're cooking instead of lifting it by the lid. So this will prevent accidents. The other thing that I'm really excited about is the Pampered Chef quick cooker is square on the outside, so it will fit nicely under your cupboard and on your countertop. It'll look more streamlined than having that big clunky round thing. The other thing I really like about the Pampered Chef quick cooker is that it's black, and so it's going to be disguised on my counter more so than the stainless steel exterior of the Instapot. And so if you, like I said, if you haven't jumped on the bandwagon yet, you really need to do so. And this recipe that I'm going to demonstrate is going to show you why. This is an extremely quick recipe. I've actually have displayed a half recipe because this is good for just one or two people at a time, and you don't have a bunch of leftovers. And the important thing is that you can multitask. And so let me show you what I mean. So the recipe, again, this is a half a recipe. I will post the full recipe at the end of my video, so look for that. But this is about 8 red potatoes diced into bite-sized cubes. I have them sitting in a steamer basket from Pampered Chef. And this is one of the reasons why I really love Pampered Chef, is because they think of all the things that you really need to make it easy. And so now you can buy accessory pieces for the Instapot, but it's really difficult because there's 1,000 different people selling the merchandise. You don't know which one is reputable, which one isn't. You don't know if they're the right size, if they're not. Well, Pampered Chef took all of the guess out of that for you, and they have made these baskets to go inside of the steamer. They are interchangeable with the Instapot, so if you already have an Instapot, you want to get some of these tools to go along with it. And that's actually why I have these and not the pot yet, is because when I decided to supplement my Instapot a little while ago, I wanted to get accessories that I knew would work with what I have. And so I bought these steamer baskets. They actually come in 2 different sizes. There's the large one and the small one, and they stack together like this, and then they fit inside of here. So there's no extra storage required on your counter or wherever you keep your little parts. And so, but what I want to show you is that if you make a half a recipe of potato salad, not only can you steam your potatoes, but you can cook your eggs at the same time. And so this is one-stop potato salad. So I've got the potatoes in my little basket. I'm going to turn it just a little bit so you can see. And then it actually is easier if you put the eggs in first and then just set the steamer basket around them. And so I'll tilt this. Hopefully I won't dump it all over the counter, as I'm prone to do when I try to demonstrate things. But there you go. See, they're just tucked right down in there. And so you can do both of them. As I mentioned before I close, You always want to make sure you have liquid in the bottom of your Instapot. This is how the machine works. It builds pressure to cook your food, and so if there's not enough water, the water will evaporate before it has time to cook your meal. So the minimum recommendation is 1 cup of water, no matter what you put in here. You can add more, for example, if you're making soups or stews or something else, but for eggs and steaming potatoes, cooking broccoli, cooking beans, you only need about 1 cup. And so we're just going to pour that right into the bottom. It doesn't matter if it splashes on top of the potatoes because it's going to steam through that basket anyway. But just a friendly reminder, 1 cup. Be back soon. Okay, I'm back. And so I have some cooked potatoes. They're still steaming hot right now. I did 7 minutes. I think I said 15 before, but it was really 7. I promise, 7. And when it was finished cooking, I did the instant pressure release. And so you didn't have to wait any longer, and you just want to pull the inside out. And this inside pot is really super hot, so you need to use pot holders. I kind of like to use a kitchen towel because I can wrap it all the way around and carry it and like that instead of fussing with pot holders. I want to talk again about the steamer basket that I have my potatoes in. And remember I said Pampered Chef thinks of everything. They really do. So this steamer basket is coated, the handle is coated with silicone. So it makes it easy for you to pick up even though everything else is super hot. So you still want to exercise caution because the steam can burn your fingers. But at least you can get in there without killing yourself. So what you want to do is you want to set this big pot out of the way. And then I've got a baking sheet, which I've just put a piece of parchment paper on. And on here, you want to spill out these potatoes. And they're going to go into the freezer for about 10 minutes. And you just want to spread them out nicely. I'm going to shift this down just a little. You want to spread them out nicely so that they're not touching, and then it'll make them cool faster. So into the freezer these go. I'll be back in 10 minutes. Hello. We've waited all the time we needed to, and now the potatoes are cold. So we're going to move on and finish the salad. It's really easy from this point. So we're going to build the dressing in the bowl first, and then we're going to incorporate the potatoes next. So I'm going to show you briefly what goes in here. The recipe calls for 2 green onions. I prefer to use about 1/4 of a cup to 1/2 of a cup, depending on your preference of purple onions, and I just have them diced. I've also got, the recipe calls for, remember I'm doing a half a recipe, so it only called for 1 stalk of celery, so I have 1 stalk diced. I've got 1/4 of a cup of mayonnaise. 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. The recipe calls for white vinegar. I prefer apple cider vinegar, not only because you get the nutrients and the added bonuses of the apple cider vinegar, but because it's a little bit more mild in flavor. It has a slight sweetness to it, so it brings all of the flavors together nicely, whereas the white vinegar would just be a little bit more bitey, but if you prefer that, they're certainly interchangeable. And finally, I've got 1/2 of a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. And so now all of my ingredients are into this bowl, and I'm just going to mix them up so that the apple cider vinegar thins down the mayonnaise and the Dijon. And the onions and the celery kind of help to stir things up really quick. So now I'm going to add the potatoes straight from the freezer into the bowl. And then we're just going to toss gently to coat. So I like to also add eggs to my salad. And if you enjoy those in your potato salad, you don't want to add those when you're stirring everything else. You want to wait until the last moment because they're very delicate. And so I diced up 2 the eggs that we put in there at the same time with the potatoes. And we're just going to toss those in gently now. And then we're going to just really gently blend these until it comes together because we don't want to break up the yolk anymore into the salad. And so there you have it. That is our quick cooker potato salad for your barbecue, and you can have this done in a total time of 20 minutes. Thank you for watching Kelly B's Kitchen. I'll have the recipe and further information next.